So in today's session, we trained push. We targeted the chest, shoulders and triceps. To target the shoulders, we did a lateral raise and a shoulder press on a machine. We did an incline Smith machine press, and we also did a machine fly for the chest. We did a single arm tricep extension on a machine, and then we did a tricep push down on the cables with a straight bar. My client today was called Harry. He's the same age as me, he's 21. He's got a football background. He's been training in the gym for about 2 to 3 years. I'd say he's an intermediate level. His main goals are to build muscle and strength with a limited risk of injury. We started off with 10 minutes on the treadmill. This was just to get the blood flowing, raise that heart rate a bit. He'd come pretty much straight from work. He's hydrated and he's had a meal after work and in between the gym sessions, so he's prime and he's in a good position to build some strength and push some weight. So after the treadmill, we warmed up the shoulder joints. During a push session, the shoulder joints are probably the most vulnerable joint to injury. The shoulder joints link the upper arm to the chest, and a lot of pressing movements and with the chest and with the shoulders put a lot of pressure on the shoulder joints. So warming them up and getting them ready to move some weight is definitely a smart move, as my client wants to reduce the risk of injury. And also warming up your joints will allow you to move more weight because your body's ready to rock and roll pretty much. So we started off warming the rotator cuffs on the cable. We did internal, external and vertical rotations. We did 1 set on each arm, a very, very low weight. This was just to warm up the rotator cuff, as that is the most vulnerable and the most common to injury joint in the shoulder when performing push exercises. We also did some windmills, forwards and backwards. We did 2 sets of these, so 2 sets going forwards and 2 sets going backwards. Each set was 30 seconds long. This was nicely slow and controlled. There was no rush, no need to rush. This was just to prepare the shoulders for pressing and reduce the risk of injury during the session. We also warmed up the wrists, so we rotated them clockwise, anti-clockwise, like that. We also did like that. Nice and slow and controlled. There was no rush again. This was literally just to warm up the wrists for pressing, for the press, for the incline press, because strong wrist, when you stack your wrists, it allows you to exert more force, and the wrists are ready to rock and roll. You're going to push more weight. The first exercise, I included this in the warm-up, but on paper it is the first exercise, is a dumbbell lateral raise. So we did 4 sets in total. Well, no we didn't. We did 2 sets in total. No we didn't. We did 3 sets in total. We did 1 warm-up with an RPE of 7 in a 10 to 12 rep range. My client used the 7.5 kilo dumbbells for this. The top set was the second set, which was the 10 kilo dumbbells, RPE 10. Performed extremely strictly. You're putting as much force as you can on the way up, and you're controlling the weight down. There's no rush again. Understanding that muscle is made in both portions of the exercise. It's not a rush. You want to exert as much force as you can through the upbringing of the dumbbells, and then you want to control the weight down. And then the final set, you drop back down to 7.5 kilos, this time with an RPE of 10 again, aiming for 10 to 12 reps. Again, to really attack those side delt fibres of the shoulder. I place this before the heavy press, as I feel it primes me, it prepares me, lets my body know we're about to have an aggressive session. We're going to aim to build muscle here. We want to really fatigue the muscle and go to failure, at least on this incline press, which is coming next, which is why I class the dumbbell lateral raise in the warm-up. one. There you go. Spin it, do the other one up. Like control it, you know what I mean? There you go. One, but more. More. So this is the external rotation for one of the rotator cuff warm-ups. I'm just letting Harry know there's no rush with this. You want to be slow and controlled. The aim of this is to just warm up that shoulder joint, that rotator cuff, which is one of the most vulnerable muscles in a push session. Then this is the internal rotation. Again, there's no rush. All we're trying to do is warm up that rotator cuff. You want your elbow in line with the cable, so there's limited stress on the joint. You're going just wider than your arm is straight, and then you're coming inside. And then the last one is a vertical rotation. You want the cable in line with your shoulder. Again, no rush, you want to control the weight. Limited weight, there's literally no weight on this, but you want to rotate upwards vertically, controlling the weight, just to warm up that shoulder joint again further. So the last exercise of the warm-up and the first exercise of the main session was the lateral raise. So you want your arm path slightly in front of your shoulders. You don't want to be exactly going left and right. You want them slightly in front. You want to explode up and control the weight down. Explode up, feel the squeeze at the top and control the weight down again.